Morning, Joe and the Pro. I've had 3 cups of coffee. I slept for 12 hours. I'm in a bad, miserable mood. Maybe Teddy is the one that's going to be happy and cheery today. I'm the Prez. He's Teddy Covers. I'm wearing a purple shirt. Teddy's got an annoying smile on his face. What else is bloody new? Sitting behind a screen from 1912. What's up, Teddy?
You know, Lawrence, it really does make me feel better on some level when you're miserable. It does. It makes me, I didn't have a good weekend by any stretch of the imagination, but you had a worse weekend, and to see that misery on your face, it just warms my heart. It just does.
Okay, well, what can I tell you? So, quick recap. I had Houston over the total yesterday. I don't know if you got to watch that beauty.
Oh, that was fun.
Yep, we had a turnover on a touchdown that was called back on a holding call that wasn't even in part of the game. It was on the backside of the play. Then we had a guy running into the end zone and fumbled for a touchback.
Yeah, tough beat. No question.
Then we had a miracle touchdown at the end of the game, holding call.
Yeah.
Then we had an interception at the beginning of the game by Baker Mayfield. And then I had Pittsburgh last night. And, you know, that game made me heave. Like, in all seriousness, Teddy, the first touchdown from San Diego was the most blatant missed offside I've ever seen in my life.
False start, you mean?
Full start I've ever seen. So that touchdown shouldn't have counted. The second San Diego LA Chargers touchdown was an interception that bounced off his hands and into the guy's basket. The third touchdown was a kick return. Then I had the under in Seattle. Now, if you look at the score in the under in Seattle, you would say, oh, well, that game was over. It was 13-0 with a minute and change to go in the second quarter. And the guy muffs the punt, gives Seattle a 10-yard field. They scored. Not only that, but it left San Fran just enough time to march down the field and score. Then the game starts with a kick return, the second half with a kick return. 4 scores in 2.5 minutes. I did win with New England. I'm done.
Yeah, this is a very exciting podcast, Prez. Thanks. Thanks for a rant. So, muff punts. A muff punt changed my career trajectory. I'll just put it that way, all right? You know, I'm doing pods for ESPN. I'm on with Millman every week. I make a big statement. I'm like, the 49ers are going to beat the Giants in the NFC Championship game. This is the strongest play I have. 40 San Fran -3. And I went all over the place, all over the 4-letter networks. It's San Fran. And then, of course, if you remember the game, it's Kaepernick is up 17-10. The 17-10, yeah, whatever. They're going to cover. They're going to win and cover. And then the muff punt, and the Eli gets a touchdown, and the Giants end up winning in overtime, and that's that. The muff punt, and then like 2 months later, I was not even like a month later, I'm off ESPN, and that's that. Now I'm a regular handicapper guy again.
Hey, you're on Morning Joe with the
pain
Pro.
Of muff punts, What?
How often do you think they happen? I was thinking last night, it's got to be less than 1 out of 10. It's got to be about half out of 10, even less.
Yeah, a muff punt would be, 1 or probably 2 out of 100, maybe.
Yeah.
But they happen.
They happen. Of course they happen. I don't recall them happening when I needed one, but anyway, whatever, dude. I'm still up slightly on the season. I've got a play going for tonight. 4 weeks left to get rolling. I know you went 1-2 yesterday. What happened to Indianapolis?
It was a bizarre game. Jalen Ramsey won that game single-handedly for Jacksonville. The Jags offense did nothing all day, and Indy was just out of sync on like 8 different completions. Luck has somebody, and he just missed. Luck and Inman, I think, missed about 6 different big plays downfield, and it felt like Ramsey broke them all up. Game on the line. and he couldn't do anything. The offense, that's 6 quarters of point-free football from the Colts, their last 6 quarters against the Jags. Clearly, Jacksonville has their number. But you asked me before the game, hey, Cody Kessler's going to do nothing, as expected. The Jags are going to score 6 points, as expected. How much do I lay on Indy? Everything.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, you're going to expect. I mean, this team has been putting almost unstoppable offensive-wise until they walked into the Jacksonville juggernauts.
No, it's about. Look, I missed a piece of the handicap, and that was the team at home in a dome that hasn't been facing pass rushes, going on the road on grass and facing a team with a pass rush, and it made a difference. That was at least in retrospect, that was a piece of the handicap that I missed. But what I'm kicking how did I not have the Arizona on my card yesterday? Green Bay couldn't have been laying that, and I was very, very frustrated with not having that. Having made that cut.
I do this all the time. I mean, I sit there and dude, Houston was my favorite play, but a handicapper I respect deeply put out a 5% play on Cleveland, so I literally did not release Houston.
Well, that's dumb on your part.
Yeah, it is.
Do you trust your own opinions? I mean, you've been in this game a long time, dude.
It was moronic.
I could give a shit what anybody else says. I mean, when it comes down to it, it's like, do I trust my handicapping methods?
I know, but here's the problem, Teddy. I was in a slump, and I'm second-guessing everything. I'm not second-guessing this week. This week, I'm going back to what I normally do. Send my damn plays in on Monday night and not even listen to the rest of you guys. I loved Miami. Missed my card. How did we miss Seattle, dude? Come on. I don't even. What? Give us a free pick for tonight.
Oh, NBA. I'll go to NBA tonight. And this, I'm going to lay 6 with Brooklyn tonight. This is an absolute. The Nets have found the most excruciating way to lose each of their last 3 home games, where they had it and let it go and had it. I mean, the cover I got with the Grizzlies the other night.
Teddy.
It's Memphis. They play on Saturday, a no-show game down in D.C. What? I'm giving you the frickin' play.
Yeah,
you want the play? You want to?
It froze. It froze. Give us the reasons again.
You froze.
Oh, yeah, I did freeze. That is correct.
Should I start over, Lawrence?
Brooklyn, why you like them?
It's a net spot, all right? It's a big-time net spot, and the Cavs stink. That's why I like them.
Okay, and the Cavs do stink, brother. I'll give out a free pick tonight in hockey. I'm rolling in hockey. Dude, I'm rolling in every single thing except NFL right now. I like Buffalo and Nashville over the total of 5.5 points tonight. This Buffalo team, man, they're putting up points. They're in 17-7 on the season, which is unbelievable. But they do have the Leafs up next tomorrow night. So I like Nashville as well. I like them -1.5 because Buffalo is it's one of those look-ahead spots, Teddy, where Buffalo is looking ahead to the Leafs, who are right behind them in the division. Nashville is not even in the same conference. I like Nashville -1.5 and over, and I think I see a 5-3, 6-3 game here.
All right, good luck with that.
And guys listening, we hope to announce some news this week for an hour hockey show weekly. SBR canceled their show. We're trying to pick it up. We'll keep you guys posted. Teddy, let's look ahead at the NFL card, if you don't mind.
Lawrence, let's have some. Dude, you're all business today, man. It's like you do funny pods with Koken, you do funny pods with other guys, and yet, let's talk about last week. We're like, oh, I'm traveling on Monday, and then every other day during the week, you're like, Teddy, will you do a pod with me? I'm like, dude, I got 16 other pods to do. You're all, hey, happy Hanukkah, Lauren. How was your first night of Hanukkah last night?
Oh,
it's not a Seder. What's the celebration for Hanukkah?
Menorah thing.
Yeah, but what's it called?
I don't know, dude. I didn't do anything. I went to bed. I was so mad.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, that's the other thing. You're like, oh, I slept for 12 hours yesterday. Dude, I can't tell you the last time I slept for 12 hours. How do you sleep for 12 hours and wake up grumpy?
Well, I knew I was doing
It's
a
like
podcast
a whole different world
with you.
if I got 12 hours sleep one night. I don't even know what would
I knew
happen.
I was doing a podcast with you. It has to be grumpy. You're like the most miserable human being.
No, I'm telling you, when you're miserable, it makes me feel better. It does. I'm smiling. This whole pod, I've been smiling. There's a Schadenfreude element of this, I like to, Now, I wouldn't want to see you like tragedy miserable, but regular, everyday I lost bets miserable. I'm not happy for your clients, but for you, yeah, it's kind of fun to watch you struggle. There's a smile.
Okay. Can we look ahead to the NFL for week 14, please?
It's your podcast. Do whatever the hell you want.
Okay, you've got a podcast coming up at WagerTalk TV today. It's your opening line report that you do with Kelly. You've already taped it, right?
Yeah, but I do it with Drew.
Oh, I thought. Oh, you've changed. You do it with Drew now.
Yeah, we did it with Kelly. We did it a couple weeks with Kelly. Kelly's busy on Mondays, dude, and Drew's good on that podcast. Drew's really good. So, we've been doing it with Drew for the last 6 weeks or so. But way to keep on top of what's going on your website, dude. I appreciate that.
Well, you know it, brother. Hey, listeners, just to let you guys know, Wednesday, I hope to have a bookmaker on the show with us to go through all the questions you've been sending in. So make sure not to miss Morning Joe and the Pro on Wednesday. Teddy, any games stand out to you early?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you 3 games where the point spread's going to move. Okay, that's what stands out to me early. All right. Carolina's taking money against Cleveland. That game's going to go. Carolina's -1 now. That game's going to go higher. They could go as high as 3 in that game, but anything at less than 3, there'll be money for Carolina this week. It's already gone. The 3.5. I said the 3.5s and the Rams are going to be gone, and look at that. They're already gone. That's one of the advantages of the opening line report podcast you can hear every Monday right here on WagerTalk, also on sportsmemo.com. We like to do that nice and early to give you an idea where these lines are going to move. But I was going to say, if you like the Bears plus 3.5, grab them. It's already gone. But there's one more. Seattle on Monday Night Football -3. You can get -3, -120 right now. That game's going to 3.5 as well. So in terms of when you want to bet them, those are 3 games. If you like those sides, Seattle, not so much Chicago anymore, and Carolina, bet those sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and this Carolina team, Jesus, man, they're just in a free fall. They played great against Seattle up until they didn't, but yesterday's game was a disaster for Cam. I think he threw 4 interceptions. This team is in absolute must-win mode. And, Minnesota, who they're chasing, what a tough schedule Minnesota has coming up. And going into Seattle, that's going to be a real hard game for them to win. Seattle's playing some of the best ball in all of football, and it's a short number. And Minnesota looked terrible against the Pats yesterday.
Sure, look what they've done in the last 6 weeks. They played the Saints, they had the Bears, they had the Packers, when the Packers were still, whatever. They had the Patriots. Now they travel to Seattle. This is 3rd road game in 4 weeks. It's been a really tough slate for Minnesota of late, and obviously Seattle with the blowout win over San Fran, thanks to that muffed punt yesterday, which set that blowout fully in motion. One would think, and one would expect. I won't think. The money's coming on the Seahawks in this game. So if you like Minnesota, take your time. And what am I going to do with that game next Monday night? I haven't even thought about what I'm going to do with it sidewise mentally. What I want to do, my first reaction when these lines come out, what line's not going to be there tomorrow? What line's not going to be there in 2 hours? Those are the games that I focus on first.
Okay, let's talk about this Rams-Chicago game, Teddy. The Rams lost yesterday. Chase Daniels did not.
The Rams didn't lose yesterday. The Rams won by 2 touchdowns. Chicago lost yesterday.
Okay. Chase Daniels wasn't horrific, and they did put up some points. But, man, you got the Rams coming in at such a short number, and I know it's super square to look at the Rams here, and the Rams have been playing tight games all year, except they did get a late turnover yesterday to cover the 10 against Detroit. I got to believe, Teddy, Chicago opened at 4. They're down to 3. You've already spoken about that. I don't understand how a lot of money could be coming in on Chicago.
because they expect Trubisky to play this week.
And that's going to cover 3 against the Rams?
What difference you make for Trubisky versus Daniel?
I just look at this game and think to myself.
Shut up. Here you have 2 quarterbacks. Here's the Bears with Trubisky. Here's the Bears with Daniel. What's your power rating differential?
3 max.
Yeah, I'll agree. But it's at least a 2 or 3 point difference.
Sure.
Between the backup and the starter. Yeah, my number's right there. 2.5 points for Trubisky with Daniel. But if to me, this is a Chase Daniel line. If Trubisky plays, Bears have to take money. And yes, LA got the winning cover in Detroit yesterday. All right. Now they're going to be outdoors, in cold, another West Coast team traveling east for another, and you cannot compare the Lions defense and the Bears defense. There's no comparison. The Bears have a defense and the Lions don't. Bears got playmakers. So how can the Bears hang? I mean, LA had no business. That was a fraudulent cover yesterday in Detroit.
Absolutely.
Lions moved the ball on the field. I mean, yardage-wise, they're basically even. Goff wasn't on in that ball game. LA had penalties. They had turnovers. They weren't sharp coming out of the bye. That's a rhythm offense. I'm not convinced it's going to be sharp here. I trust Fangio. I got to tell you right now, at 3.5, the only way I could look here is towards Chicago. And at 3, I'm still leaning towards the Bears.
One last football game. Early thoughts. Kansas City -7 hosting Baltimore. The Ravens are rolling now with Lamar Jackson at quarterback. They are half a game out of the division lead, but they're in the wild card position. Kansas City is a beast, but their defense looked terrible against a porous Oakland team yesterday. The over and under is 53. My initial reaction is I like this game to go over the total, even with Baltimore's defense, and they played well against Atlanta. But I don't think I can take the Ravens in this spot either.
This pod's a lot more fun when we just insult each other the whole time.
Okay, fine.
You
Next
insulted
week
my
we'll
backdrop.
Just insult each other.
Yeah. Let's start with the Yo Mama jokes. You made fun of my backdrop. So we have a brand new Sports Mobile backdrop. Oops, I don't have it yet. Oops, I don't even know how I'm going to get it on my wall. I'd love to change my backdrop, dude. But just like you don't know what's going on with your website and what content's on there, you don't know what's going on with your stuff you're buying for people. It's not even on my wall yet. That's on you, Lawrence Prezman.
On me, baby! I should be ashamed of myself.
Yeah. There you go. Get rowdy. Get fired up. No, please don't show your muscles, dude. It's a little bit embarrassing. Yeah. Okay, whatever. What's that tattoo say?
My kids' names and...
I thought you weren't supposed to get tattoos. Isn't that some kind of Nazi thing? Like you don't get tattoos anymore?
Whatever, Teddy.
I thought it was like a deal. I thought the Jews don't get tattoos.
I wasn't invited to that meeting. I don't remember shaking on it.
So it's not a thing?
It doesn't matter to me.
I'm asking, is it a thing or is it not a thing?
It depends which rabbi you speak to.
Gotcha. So for some Jews, it is a thing. You don't get tattoos, but you didn't care. That wasn't your rabbi.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, listen, I got a Star of David tattooed up there, specifically because you're not supposed to get tattoos.
Uh-huh.
So what it means is I'm a cultural Jew, proud of my people, but I am anti-religion.
Okay.
So there is a message.
So you're kind of like Andy Reid.
Or Teddy Cervansky.
All right. What do we got? Chiefs and Ravens? See, I like getting a little something out of you. We got to make this. This is not a hardcore handicapping podcast. People are going to go elsewhere for that. All right. This is a podcast. We got to have some fun. And we'll bounce around some games.
I thought it was a podcast about nothing.
It used to be. I don't know what the hell it is. It's your podcast. You tell me what it's about.
Okay, give us a quick synopsis of the Ravens game and move on.
All right, Chiefs fell asleep up 17 in the fourth quarter last week. I don't hold that against them personally. That being said...
Personally. That's funny. What were you going to do, go yell at them each?
Yeah.
You!
I take it very personally what you just did. Yeah.
Yes! No more prevent, you mother!
You didn't cover? You did what? So do you ever get a chance to meet NFL? Because in Vegas, you see NFL players here. I tend not to. I think it's not a good idea to see me hanging out with an NFL player. I think it'd make a bad photograph.
Well, I think any photograph of you is a bad photograph.
Thank you, Lawrence. That's much better. That's what we're looking for. Let's zing, baby. Let's zing. We got to talk Chiefs-Ravens. I don't trust Lamar Jackson. That's my answer. I don't trust Lamar Jackson. I don't trust Kansas City's defense. I won't be involved in the game.
And there you go. So, Teddy, tell us about the video I sent you last week.
Oh, the one of your daughter crying and you laughing at her?
Yes.
Yes. So Lawrence sends a video of his daughter crying and Lawrence laughing at her, right? And my wife looks at it. She's all pissed. She's like, what is he doing? You know? Your daughter, bawling, dude.
Bawling.
Weeping. And you're like sitting there with the video all
Hysterical.
close up on her. Yeah. I don't want to see that, dude. That's really offensive. By the way, I posted it on YouTube.
Good. She would kill
I'm kidding.
me.
No.
She would absolutely kill me. But you know why? I mean, she was crying because one of the guys on this idiotic boys band called Why Don't We wore a shirt she painted on national TV. So her crying was happy crying.
Yes. She clearly looked very happy.
Yeah. So I didn't feel so bad in videoing it. I actually have more videos of her crying. It went on for about a couple of hours.
Yeah, post them.
It was like she was meeting the Beatles in like 67 or something.
Sure. Well, look, one viral video is worth 10,000 of these. Literally. You get one video that gets 1 million views, it's worth 10,000 of these, buddy. So, see if you can doctor that up.
Well, I can't. She'd kill me, dude. She'd kill me.
Of course you would.
Anyway, brother, let's call it a show. Thanks
Please.
for joining. Sorry I'm not in my chipper mood. Check in tomorrow, guys, for my show with Kelly, the NFL presidential address. Make sure to watch Teddy's opening line report. Great information. It's up at WagerTalk.com right now.
Don't watch it. Listen to it because it's a audio podcast.
Yeah, listen to it. My bad. And Wednesday, I should have a bookie on the show with me. Teddy, mwah. Let's hope for an outstanding week of betting.
Amen, brother. Best of luck.